Hello guys. For day 3 of Coalition Week, I want to look at what the voters believe parties should do to make a grand coalition work. The question that we're analyzing, of course, comes from the July 2022 survey of 3,204 registered voters with a margin of error of 1.7%. The question itself is, the most important requirement for a grand coalition to work is that the parties in it have to put the national interest first, or even though putting the national interest first is important, it's not the most important requirement to make a grand coalition work. Which statement do you agree with most? When looking at all registered voters, about 3/4 said that they agreed with the first statement, that the most important requirement for a grand coalition to work is that the parties in it have to put the national interest first. When we break this down by party affiliation, 61% of ANC voters, 95% of DA voters, 86% of EFF voters, 82% of Freedom Front Plus voters, and 82% of Action SA voters agreed with the first statement that parties must put the national interest first to make coalitions work. If you further break it down by age, income, or race, there is similarly a majority of voters across the different demographic groups that would like to see parties put the national interest first to make a grand coalition work. So what does this data tell us? Well, I think it's a good measure of how fed up with the current party system South Africans are. We have seen the abuse of the party system by the ANC for the almost 30 years that they have been in government, but we have also seen similarly partisan moves from most of the opposition, with the bickering and infighting that has occurred around the various coalitions on the local government level across the country. South Africans don't want their parties to focus on the insular party politics issues. Instead, they want their parties to be working towards a better future for all South Africans, even if that does mean putting aside the party politics and simply focusing on what is right and best for the country.